I know you've been very animated during the Fancams, and some different opinions, man, as to why we've lost that game and what you expect to see when you come to Old Trafford. And yes, we're a work in progress, but I'm getting from you that you're saying that's Crystal Palace. I don't care. We should still be turning these lot over.
Yeah, because, maybe I'm old school, maybe that old school arrogance is in me, but I'm looking at our 11 players versus their 11 players. We should never be losing at home to them. There's no excuse, it's not acceptable. It's just shocking.
What do you put it down to? I know you could look at it like the smash and grab. They didn't have a lot, but what they did do, they were clinical and we made mistakes. But I hear your point. So why do you think it's gone wrong today? What's missing? What's wrong with this team?
Today's a culmination of the last, I would say, 6 years. This is what we've seen. So therefore, today's not a surprise. Today is not surprising. How many times have we seen performances like this? Why is it? I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be upset. But what is our manager? What credentials has he got? Really, let's look at it. What are his credentials? He won the league in Norway 4 or 5 years ago. Came and got relegated, and since then, what's he done? What warranted him the Man United job? Having a good bit of run of form when he came to Man United, losing two jobs in a row, back to back. Then he was given the permanent job. We've never recovered since then. And where do we think we're going to recover, and why do we think we're going to recover with this guy? Mourinho's a 10 times better manager than him. Just accept it. So this is Man United. Big opinions, and that is exactly what it's all about, opinions. A lot of grunts there. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I mean, I said to the guy before, do you see that we're heading in any form of direction? He's saying, I don't really see it. What do we see under Ole? What do you see?
Ole's not to blame for today. I can't see how people are trying to justify that Ole was to blame for today. It was a smash and grab performance. They scored 2 goals off 2 mistakes. It's not Ole's fault that we can't penetrate the Crystal Palace defence, 2 banks of 4. It wasn't backed in the market. Missed the 4 goals, 2 assists, back at it again today with the shit performance. What's he supposed to do? The only thing I can critique Ole about today is Gomez should have got his chance. Gomez should have got his chance today. You know exactly what you're expecting against a team like Palace at home. It's going to be 2 banks of 4. It's going to be tight in the middle. You can see today, McTominay, Pogba and Lingard, the passes were flowing for the first 10, 15 minutes and you thought to yourself, oh.
But they weren't penetrative passes, they were just safe, keeping possession passes.
How many times did Guaita touch the ball in that first half apart from a goal kick? No, it's an actual question. How many times? How many times? Can anybody answer it? He didn't touch it.
He didn't have anything.
Not one shot on target. That's not Ole's fault. It's not Ole's fault. Rashford can't hit the target off a base free kick. It's not like James had a good chance in the first half. I think Van Honor blocked it off the line. I think for the most part it was very unlucky. But at the same time, Ole can't help the fact that he's got players like Lingard, in his team playing poorly week in, week out.
But he's picking him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The only thing I could critique is the fact that he's picking him. Gomez has to start playing games. You can't come out in your presser and say, Greenwood, Chong, they're all going to get games. Under 23s played yesterday. Chong scored a couple of goals. Garner scored a goal. I think Garner scored a goal every single game he's played from deep line.
He's played really well. He scored a goal on tour as well. Yeah.
Gomez came off for 10 minutes yesterday. Why couldn't he be on the bench today at least?
I see. He's saying that it's what Ole's got to work with. It's what he's got to work with. You look at a lot of people direct a lot of things that are happening at the club right now at the board, and saying that what is Ole supposed to do with what he's got, with the tools at his disposal. Do you agree with that somewhat, or do you see it as he's inept himself as a manager? How do you?
No. I think he's unproven, not inept.
Okay.
He's
unproven. Yeah, well, he is.
So we're in a position where we have to give him the time. We have to give him this season now to see what he wants to do, how he's going to develop these players. But what I'm saying is, what players have we seen improve since he's came to us? Have we developed a style of play really, apart from what? What have we done? Really objectively, looking at football-wise, what have we done?
It's actually a good question. No, because you know what? I'll be honest. Can I? Sorry. Of course.
Again, stuff like, it's not Ole's fault or whatever. Rashford free kicks and stuff. Rashford's still taking free kicks after 3 years. How many has he scored? Who makes these decisions? Can't someone say you cannot take these set pieces? Another thing around the leadership of the club, we all know that we haven't really got a great set piece taker. Couldn't this have been addressed in one of the last 4 windows? It's not like we haven't got enough players we need replacing. The club is a joke. What was your expectation of us before we kicked the ball this season? For me,
I said 5th, 6th.
5th to 8th. So today's performance was a 5th to 8th performance. You might see this at home from a team that's going to come 5th to 8th.
To be fair, then you shouldn't be that surprised because you were prepared for this.
I was livid earlier, but then I had to say, do you know what?
Actually,
I thought we was going to come 5th to 8th. This is the performance of a team that's most likely going to come from 5th to 8th. All of us hate Lukaku. Lukaku's first touch would take us from here to New Cross Peckham. He scored 12 goals last season. Where do we replace them goals? As bad as he is, as bad as people want to say, what, Greenwood? If Greenwood scores 8 goals this season, he's had a fantastic season.
Young kid coming in first game, first year.
With Lukaku scoring 12. If he comes and scores 6 goals, 8 goals, he's had a fantastic season. But where are we finishing as a team? What is your expectation? I'm not going to be upset, man. We are just a rubbish football club now. That's it.
Harsh words. And look, when he says, where did you expect us to finish? In a lot of my predictions, I'm saying, honestly, looking at that team with the transfer window we had, yes, we improved at the back, but we haven't improved in midfield, which is a massive area. So it might counterbalance in some games, but we're going to see a lot of games where we struggle to create, and we're seeing it already 3 games in. What's your forecast for this team, where you see it can end up, what you can see it doing or not doing in the season?
Well, before the season, I thought to myself, we're not a top 4 team anyway. Yeah. You see the quality that's in the league. And you look at our team today, we played our strongest team today. When you look at it and you think, rah, 2-1 defeat at home to Palace, we played our strongest team. As far as I'm concerned, for the rest of the season, if I was United manager, it's a straight 4-4-2. You drop Lingard at the team and you just play a 4-4-2. You just play James and Greenwood on the wings. You just play them 2, Rashford and Martial, them man up top. And you just go for it. You just go for it. I hear exactly what you're saying about the style of play and those kind of things. And I can see the last few games, the signs that it's not really working. All this fitness in pre-season, etc., etc. We're still losing the first ball, the second ball. Our defensive transitions are absolutely shocking. I mean, somebody made the point earlier today about all the fouls that Palace were making today. And
can you blame them?
I mean, people can argue about the inconsistencies with the refereeing, but I can't blame them. City do it. How many times you watch City? City do it all the time.
Nandinho is the best at doing it.
He's world class at doing it. He's the best at doing it. But as far as I'm concerned, if Lingard, the likes of Lingard starts a game again, and I hate to scapegoat a player, because I even said to you on Monday after the Wolves game, I said, I've got the utmost respect for Lingard and his work rate and the effort that he puts in, but he's not a United player. He's not. He harms the teams. He harms the team's performance. He doesn't help us whatsoever. He doesn't help us whatsoever. He's in his prime. He's 27 years old. We should be getting prime peak Lingard right now. And if he's going to be starting week in, week out. Listen.
Listen, they done well. There's no point.
Free Zaha, yeah? Free Zaha.
Just to finish off, just to finish off, a couple of Crystal Palace fans there. Look, we can't even say anything to them. They've come here and beat us on our own patch. Finish off. Tell me something positive. Is there anything?
Yeah,
is there anything?
There is some point positive. This is a 3-year plan. When the season finished last year, I said we need a 3 to 5 year plan. And really what we've done in the windows, we have weeded out, you know. Yeah. We've got rid of what some stuff we needed to get rid of. We bought a right back, we bought a centre back. Yeah. We have brought in younger players, English players as well. So at the moment, this team, 5th to 8th, yeah. I'm leaning closer to 8th. But I'm thinking this same team with the younger players, if we weed a few more of the older players out in 3 years, what is this team capable of? With a few signings, definitely top 4, maybe a little bit more. So that's my positivity.
But it's obviously beyond us this season.
We're going to have to wait 2-3 years if we're thinking with this team. Pogba's going to leave. Yeah.
That's another 2 players to come in and replace him.
Pogba and Jesse Lingard in midfield. Are any of them set up to perform well with that 3? Are any of them? That's why I look at the manager again. Who else?
Anything positive before we finish off?
Just to counter that anyway. You just made me think of something. Mourinho was a 3-year plan. You just said was one of the top managers that you were, someone you'd like to still see here at the club. Mourinho was a 3-year plan. Got to his 3rd year, still faced the sack. It's the same issues. I think less pressure has to be placed on Ollie to, for results like today. It's the board above as well that are just to blame. Ollie has to work with what he's got, and what he's got is what you saw today. That was our strongest 11.
Which is the problem.
Precisely. Boy, it's a 3-year plan, like you said. We'll see where we are.
What it is we just keep restarting the plan. That's what it is.
Listen, we'll see where we are in 3 years.
Fellas, listen, that's what it's about, capturing different opinions. Thank you, man. Cheers.
Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos. And if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.